Hey guys, Scott with Heritage Farms, Texas. Well, I would like to tell you it's a Sunday afternoon, but it's actually Saturday afternoon. It's about 5:30. We came back early from the farm. Weather was just miserable. We got down there yesterday afternoon, got a few jobs done, had the chance to feed the cattle, look at things. But after the rain and the snow and everything, it is incredibly wet. I mean, I've never seen it that wet. I mean, you're in danger of getting trucks stuck, tractors. Even the Kubota four-wheel drive side-by-side was having problems in certain areas. So not a lot you could do today. And then we had rainstorms coming in around lunch, and it was going to start raining, drizzling. The temperature is very mild. I don't know, 60 degrees or something. But tomorrow morning we're supposed to have storms. And, you know, we go from one season to another. We had blizzard 2 weeks ago, and now we're going to be into spring storms before you know it in North Texas. But anyway, I digress. What are we doing? It's Saturday night, and so tomorrow is Sunday, so hey man, we're gonna fire up the Traeger grill tomorrow. We're gonna cook some ribs. What else? Oh, I'm gonna put a whole beer can chicken on the grill. That should be fun. But hey, I want to show you today, I want to do an unboxing of something that I picked up. The Craftsman 12.5 amp corded heat gun. And let me tell you the reason I did this, because if you watch my recent videos on all of the pool equipment damage, one of the things I've recently learned is that you can take a heat gun and actually heat up PVC joints and they will come apart. Because you look at how they took this coupling and literally put it right on the filter. Well, there's no way to repair that. So, and I have a couple of those on the pool that are like it, but what I've seen and what I've been learning is like right here, for example, you could take a heat gun, heat this fitting right here, and in essence, you can get this backflow valve to slide out. So, these parts right here are absolutely trashed. So this is what I'm gonna practice on, because it's a fine line between heating it too much, overheating it, or not getting it enough. So I needed a heat gun. And one thing I try to do over the years is every time I run into a big project, you know, I'm a do-it-myself kind of guy. I like to save money. I'm cheap. I just hate to pay a lot of money to have somebody come out and do a repair that's less accurate than what I would like to do, or to do an inferior job, and then I'm really upset because A, I paid a lot of money, and then B, I didn't get the type of job done that I wanted. So I love to do stuff myself. I love the challenge of figuring it out, researching it, and then just checking the box that, hey, been there, done that, I can do that. So one of the things when I do projects, I always like to try to buy myself a little gift. And if I'm gonna do the work and I'm gonna do all the project myself, you know, I always like to pick up a tool, add something to the arsenal. And one piece of equipment that's been missing in my toolbox has been a heat gun. And I started researching heat guns, started looking around, and you know, I'm a big fan of DeWalt, old Milwaukee, you know, Milwaukee power tools and everything else. But you know, so I started looking, and man, heat guns could be $120, $140. There's cordless ones, which I thought was kind of interesting, but then I started thinking, really? It's a heat gun. You need a lot of power, you need a lot of heat. I wanted one that plugged in. So I started looking around, you know, and I went even and researched some of the cheap versions or inexpensive versions like you might find at Harbor Freight. And the one that I kept coming back to over and over and over again was the Sears Craftsman 12.5 amp variable heat. This thing will go anywhere from 120 degrees Fahrenheit to 1,200 degree Fahrenheit. It's got 2 fan speeds and a 3-year warranty on it. So not that I'll plan on ever using it, but hey, I thought we might do a little unboxing and see what's going on here. So we open this thing up. And I apologize, the lights are not great. It's kind of a cloudy, overcast day. Looks pretty good. Hey, I like it. There's an actual owner's manual. I kid you not, I bought a drone the other day, and the owner's manual was literally 2 inches by 2 inches and about 30 pages, and it was the smallest font I've ever seen in my life. Impossible to read. So I'm glad to see that Craftsman has a nice owner's manual. We'll check that out. I can't believe there's a lot of moving parts to it, but let's see what we got here. Packaging is very nice. I like this. Let's see, this thing slides out. We'll get rid of the cardboard. I'm also a big fan of, I actually keep boxes and stuff that the tools come in, put the tool back in the box, put the box in the owner's manual, back in a cabinet. That way when I get ready to use it the next time, it's fresh, it's clean. I've got all the literature and documentation I need with it, and it just makes it easy to keep up. So let's remove this wrap. Ooh, ah. Hey man, this thing is shiny. It's shiny like a race car. Red and black, kind of digging it. So right here you have the off, low, and high button. Right here you have a variable dial that you can actually turn all the way up to 1200 degrees or as low as 120. And that's pretty important. About a year ago, I did a video when I purchased this Chevy truck. It's a Z71 heavy duty truck. It had the Z71 decals on the side of it. And I'm just not a fan of decals. I think decals look a little bit cheap on certain situations. I really like a clean look. It's a personal choice. But I took a hair dryer and I heated up those vinyl decals where it said Z71 off-road package, and I peeled them off. Well, this would have worked a lot better because it took a lot of time with the hair dryer to get it heated up. This I could have set on 120 degrees so I wouldn't have over-baked the paint or anything. And this probably would have done a much, much better job. So I've been eyeballing one of these, but I really haven't had an excuse to buy one until now. So let's get this cord untangled, and I apologize because I'm working with one hand, holding the camera with the other. Get this thing plugged in. All right. Now, one thing I liked about this was, you know, just look at the detail in the grip. I mean, it's got a good feel. It's lightweight. I like how you can work the temperature control with one thumb. You can work the fan speed with your fingers. But here's a nice feature too. This thing is designed so it stands up on its own. You got a little kickstand and you got a very flat base with some little bitty feet sticking around the outside. And the reason for this is so that if you need both hands, let's just say, for example, that we're using something like this and we want to work on it, I can actually come in here, use both hands to hold this, rotate it, find the right distance and temperature setting that I want to make it work. Well, let's give this thing a maiden voyage here. Let's see. I'm gonna set it on a minimal setting, turn it on. Ooh, very quiet at the lowest setting. That's the high speed. That's low speed, if you can hear that. Back to high speed. Ooh, stove hot. Don't touch. You know what? So it's 120 degrees, so it's got a nice warm little temperature to it. Not too bad. So it may take it just a few minutes to warm up. I'm not sure. Never had a heat gun before. I'll tell you what, I can definitely feel it getting hotter and hotter. So now I'm going to crank this thing up. Woo! I can actually smell the heat. I guess it's burning off for the first time. I can actually see, and wow, oh man, I don't know if you guys can see how red that is on the inside. Woohoo! Boy, I'm putting my hand like right there. That is hot, hot, hot. I mean, definitely a lot hotter than the 120. You can see that thing is heating up. I don't want to get the GoPro too close and melt it. So let's turn this down a little. I don't know, I think that's about the halfway mark, so that ought to be about 500 or 600 degrees. But still, that is a lot of heat coming off of it. Man. And I can also smell it. I mean, you can absolutely smell it. It's, I like it. So my first time to buy a heat gun. Let's see, it's also got a piece of Velcro there, which I don't know what that Velcro would be for. There's the low speed, which I really like because on some of this stuff I'm doing on the PVC pipe, I mean, I cannot afford to over bake it or overheat it. So I like the fact that once it starts to get a little color to it, I can turn it down to the low speed, finish out the job the way I wanted. The other thing that's nice is because the tip is extremely hot, you can leave it in the upright position and let it cool off before you decide what you want to do with it. So you know what, guys? I love it. I think for the money, the Craftsman 12.5 amp, 1200 degree Fahrenheit heat gun for 49 bucks on Amazon. You can also pick it up at Lowe's or Home Depot. I think it's for the money. I think it's pretty good. I'm a fan. Hey, if you guys are watching, please hit the thumbs up, leave us a comment, hit the subscribe button. I'm actually going to post a video here in upcoming days of me actually doing some of this PVC pipe repair with the heat gun, which should be interesting. So stick with us, more to follow. Hey, glory be to God. You guys have a great day. Thanks.